Okay.
Okay, everyone. Welcome this morning to our Patient and Family Partnership Hub community conversation. My name is Lucero Cuevas. I am a new voice for some folks, and I will do a little bit of a reintroduction a little bit later on. But thank you all for joining us today. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go over some Zoom features, which we are all still learning. We've all been on Zoom for quite a while, and myself and our team are still learning every day. So glad to go over some of these features. If you are needing interpretation services, number one, I did put the information here on the chat. But we have some more features here available. We have our group chat or private chat. You can do that by clicking on that chat button. If you need live transcripts, that is also available and turned on for everyone to use. And also, if you need to raise your hand or, there's various features and reactions that you can use here, you can just click on the reaction. And that's just to help us communicate while we're on Zoom. And we are recording. Once again, the live transcripts are available for everyone. In our agenda today, we're going to do our welcome, our introductions, and today we're going to talk about patient access and communication. So a little short introduction myself. Again, I am Lucero Cuevas. I'm with PFCC Partners. One short introduction that I did from the previous month is I am now the new facilitator for the hub. I am very excited to be here. I have lived in LA County for most of my life and also worked in LA County for most of my life. Part of that included social service and education, and now I am here. So I'm very excited to learn from all of you. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Mike.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucero. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Patient and Family Partnership Hub community conversation. Again, thank you so much for taking time from your day and joining us. Please know that we appreciate and value your time tremendously and that you are helping shape the healthcare services for all our LA County communities. My name is Miguel Renteria. I go by Mike. I'm an improvement advisor for DHS. My work evolves on patient experience and supporting our culture of patient-family engagement throughout our health system. What you see here is an overview of our vision, mission, and goals. Our mission is to advance the health of our patients and our communities by providing extraordinary care. Our goals range from transforming our system to provide cost-effective care of the whole patient across the continuum, optimize clinical quality and patient experience, to have a high-performing workforce and ensure financial viability and support of our vision. Today, we're moving towards our mission by advancing on our strategic goal of providing high-quality care and patient experience through engaging your voice to help us in our work. Your voice, your views, and insights are incredibly important to our work, so thank you again for taking time off your day and joining us here this morning. We are looking forward to a rich conversation today. And with that, I will pass it back over to Lucero.
Thank you so much, Mike. And here I will go over some of the mission, vision, and values for PFCC Partners. Our mission is to center the inclusive human experience of health, reinvent through radical collaboration, be a catalyst for system transformation. Our vision, a health system transformed, one that works with people and through communities as a partner in their well-being. And some of our values include equity, inclusion, diversity, collaboration, and being solution focused. So again, thank you all for joining us. We're going to do a little bit of a Red Robin introductions, and we have a small group today. So so we'll be able to share. We'll just start with our name, where you're calling from, and what is your favorite summer activity. I know I just did a short introduction, but I will go ahead and start. Again, my name is Lucero Cuevas. I am from PFCC Partners, and I am calling from our office here in Long Beach. Favorite summer activity. I have a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old. So our favorite summer activity has been anything around water. I am not the best at being around water, but I'm trying my best to just not pass that on to my kids. So we are spending a lot of time in the water because they love it. So now that summer is ending and some of the little ones are going back to school, we're just taking full advantage of all of that. And I am going to pass it on to our guest, Ray. If you don't mind sharing your name, where you're calling from, and your favorite summer activity.
Sure. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Ray Pizarro. I'm calling from San Pedro, California. My favorite summer activity would have to be spending with family, barbecuing at the park, and with some music.
That sounds really, really nice. That sounds amazing. And yes, thank you, Ray. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Mike.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Venteria. Today I'm calling from Alhambra. What is your favorite summer activity? I think I'm with Ray. I think anything with good food, good family and friends, and good music is always a good day. So, yeah, I will. I'm with Ray with that one.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mike. Lindsay, what about you?
I'm with Lucero. Pisces, and I'm all about the water. So we have spent a lot of time in water, pools, lakes, all of it. So yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I think I shared on a different call, but my son was trying to learn how to do a front flip for a whole weekend into the pool, and it was the funniest thing I witnessed. A lot of entertainment for an entire weekend. So
that's amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
It's great, but when you're like the mom brain turns on and you're just like, we're in water, there's
yeah,
it gets better.
It gets better, Lucero.
I really hope so. I hope so. Thank you, Lindsay. So some good summer activities. I know for some of our, kids or nieces and nephews, they're going back to school. So taking full advantage of being outdoors for everyone is a great idea. And now I will go ahead and pass it on to Mike so he can share a little bit with us about the medical practice survey.
Thank you, Lucero. So today's conversation, we really wanted to kind of continue the conversation. I know we've had to kind of discuss this topic in the past around access. Patient access is always a big topic for us here at DHS. And, one of the ways that we measure access is through a patient experience survey. Every time you visit us, hopefully you receive a survey after your visit at any one of our primary care and now specialty care clinics. Just to kind of give you a little bit of background, in October of 2022 or last year, we shifted from a CGCAP survey to what we now use is a Press Ganey medical practice survey. Why? In short, the survey that we're using now is just ask a lot fewer questions. And I think one thing we picked up since we started having our conversations with our patient family partnership hub was, clear and simple when it comes to communications. I think that's a theme that we really kind of have honed in on. And in that theme, we wanted to make this survey as simple as possible. So, we went from asking 39 questions to 21. So we reduced the survey questions by half. And then those questions themselves are a lot more focused. There are 3 background questions, 3 or 15 standardized Press Ganey questions, and 3 cultural sensitivity questions. The themes around the questions are based on access, moving through your visit, nurse assistant, care provider, personal issues, and overall assessment. There is a 5-point Likert scale response to the medical practice survey. So the responses that you're able to provide for us range from very poor, neutral, good, and very good. Today, Lucero, can you advance the slide, please? Thank you so much. Today, we're really focused on access and moving through your visit, which highlight 2 main components of this survey. Our access questions measure how easy it was for our patient to schedule a visit and contact their doctor's office. You know, a patient decides how easy it was to obtain an appointment based on many things. These include how easy it was to obtain a phone number, the amount of coordination the patient was responsible for, and how polite, helpful, and knowledgeable our phone personnel were thought to be. The moving through your visit questions touch on how our patients feel about the information they received about delays and then their perception of wait time. You know, ultimately, our patients want to know that there is a delay, if there is one, how long it is expected to be, and what other options they may have, such as rescheduling appointments if they don't no longer have the ability to wait. And in more than any of those, starting with our questions around access, the first question is ease of scheduling your appointment. This really measures how easy it was for our patient to schedule a visit to the doctor's office. And the second question is ease of contacting our office through email, phone, web portal, etc. Now, moving through your visits, it touches on the questions of the degree to which you were informed about any delays. This question measures how our patients feel about the information they received about delays. Again, you know, our patients want to know if there is going to be a delay, how long it's going to be. So this question really gauges our performance and our ability to communicate what those delays are going to be. And then the second question is based on wait time at the clinic from arriving to leaving. This question measures our patients' perceptions of the amount of time spent at the office from arrival to departure. It is not asking how much time was spent waiting, rather it determines perceptions on the appropriateness of the length of the visit. This is influenced by the patient's expectations about what an appropriate wait time should be. As you see that table right below it is our scores. So when we are scored in these questions, we are raised on a 100-point scale. You see that bar graph on the bottom of on that colored bar graph from 0 to 100. You see is very poor. Anything with a poor starts at the range of 25. Anything with a neutral score starts at the range of 50. Anything with a good score starts at 75. And anything very good is closer to that 100-point scale. What you see here is our scores for the second quarter of this year. So our access score is 83.95, which puts us above that 75, but under that 100. And the same with our moving through your visit score overall. There we're a little bit over 79.5 points, and that puts us, again, between good and very good. I think ultimately, when we look at our scores, or when we've been looking at our scores, is many of our scores fall over the good marker. But what we're focused on is when we compare ourselves to others, that is where we see an opportunity to improve. So today, we're really trying to engage our hub's perspective to see if, one, what is your experience with access, with the ease of scheduling your appointment, the ease of contacting the clinic? And then two, are you receiving communications about any delays when you're in the visit? What is your perception of wait time at the clinic? We're trying to understand more. And then on the other side of that understanding is really, taking on, whatever recommendations you may have on what we can do to improve the communications of delays, or to improve the contacting of the clinic, or improve access overall, right? So, I think we want to kind of guide our conversation that way. But I'll pause there to give anyone an opportunity to ask any questions and continue that conversation.
Thank you, Mike. We actually have some questions here posted and we wanted to share. And I know, Ray, we might pick on you a little bit if you're okay with sharing. But just as far as your experience with Access, do you want to share a little bit about how you schedule your appointments and what is the process like with the clinics?
Yeah, sure. I have experience with both making calls and also using the mobile app, the portal,
Mm-hmm.
patient portal. I guess before the portal, it was there was a couple transfers before I got to the right place, but I'm happy to say that now it's just one transfer to get to the department that I'm looking for, to set an appointment or follow up on appointments. And both are convenient for me. I don't have a preference. Now, if I'm out where I can make a phone call, it's really nice to open up the app and do it quietly and go in there and find the appointments area and try to schedule one through there. Another nice feature that I like is once you do get that appointment, it'll show up there in the app, and I think it allows me to download it into my calendar. So that kind of saves me time and effort of remembering or writing it down manually. So I do appreciate those features that provides. And I think if you do make an appointment, I haven't checked lately over the phone. Later, if I do open up the app, it'll pop up in there. It should update where I could download it again, but I have to double check if I could have access to that.
That's really great to hear, Ray. So you have access to not only making a phone call, but using the app, which is great to hear because those two are available and sometimes folks prefer one over the other, but you're able to use both fairly smoothly from what I hear. So that's really great to hear. Is there, if you don't mind sharing as well, how are you notified of any delays or, is that something that happens often with you? And if it does, how are you notified and how are you able to move forward?
Once I get leave a message, you mean, and they get back to me?
Yeah, so if there are delays on for example the office side where they might have to reschedule you or move your appointment, how is that communication with you?
I think I don't know. For the most part, they're pretty on the fly with it. Um, where they answer and they are able to pull up the info right away in the system, and able to go through the dates and take care of me right away. Occasionally, I do get what I maybe call on off times, where they might have a temporary person on the phones where they either out to lunch or the main people that work there.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, the person's not available right now. I can get your number, and you guys, especially if you want to talk to a specific therapist or doctor
Mm-hmm.
or nurse, right, that you know who to reach out to. You don't really trust or know the other person, then you kind of let them know that I would like to talk to this person. If she's not in, can you have them call me back? And I think that's been pretty successful. I never had major issues them not returning my call. If it's early enough in the day, I get the call back either that morning or in the afternoon sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have, I don't know, up to the next day to get back to you on that, but yeah, it's been a good experience as far as the follow-up goes with with those calls.
Thank you, Ray. That's really great that, when you do call or they call you to let you know about a delay, that they grab your information and you are usually contacted either, like you said, same day or the next day. So there's no really leaving you maybe wondering, oh, is someone going to call me back? Who's going to call me back? It seems like there is, when you speak to someone, they grab your information, and you know if there's someone specific you need to talk to that, like you said, is out, they will probably give you a call back, or, you know, maybe respond to any question you have. So that's really great to hear. One more question for you, Ray. I know that we're we're calling
Sure.
on you a lot as our um for
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that would make the process better?
Yeah, maybe just having a person that's on standby
Ah,
to have full access to the appointment center, to be able to do the rescheduling or make new appointments on the fly, and just having that good conversation of, I guess, the customer service person, if it's not the person they're used to talking to make their appointments,
mm-hmm.
just to let them know, look, I could take your appointment down now. And if you would like, you could call us back to reconfirm your appointment with the person you were trying to speak to. Or we could have that person give you a call if she's in by the end of the day or early the next day. So they could have a peace of mind that it's been scheduled. Because a lot of times, sometimes, I mean, human error is expected. No one's perfect, you know, and sometimes you think you input stuff, it doesn't happen, systems go down. But if you have that reconfirmation or follow-up, I think that eases people's, uh, I guess, mind and stress levels, because it is a little bit stressful when you're dealing with appointments, especially coordinating if you're doing it for a loved one or yourself. You don't want to show up at your so-called appointment and they pull you up and say, took you 2 hours to get there, and say, oh, we don't have you in the system. When did you call? So I think empowering yourself too, or having the people on the other line suggest to make a note of it somewhere, like written, what time you called, who you talked to. So when you get into a situation to, uh, I guess, replay what happened that day, and also show some accountability for the person taking your appointments that day. You have something to pull up and say, hey, this person took it, she confirmed, this is the time I called, and this way, you know, there could be some adjustments, retraining, or maybe removing that person from there if it's a systemic issue. I don't know, but that's just something it would be nice if they could just throw little tips at the patients that way, so they could have more of a track record or a trail up there.
Right. Yeah, thank you, Ray. I really appreciate you mentioning empowerment. And that's really great to hear, because I think that a lot of times, like you mentioned, either you're making the appointment for yourself, or you are a caregiver and you're making the appointment for someone else. So having, like you mentioned, all those little notes down about, you know, the day you called, the time you called, and maybe who you spoke to is important. But then also you also mentioned having like a person on standby. So if you call, if you are either the patient or the caregiver, and you know there might be someone on the other end, even if it's just to confirm your appointment, it sounds like that's something that would be beneficial and would help you out as a person, as a patient making the appointment, or the caregiver.
Yes, yes. And just, I guess, also another cool thing is that I forgot to mention is whenever we're calling in, to have another person, whoever answers the phone, to have a little etiquette as far as the way they answer the phone and not feel rushed. Because a lot of, I know they get calls coming in, that's part of their job, to answer as many calls as possible. But when you feel rushed to get off the phone, or, you know, okay, we'll transfer you, and then it's like, whoa, that was. But if they could use a little bit of I guess, some courteous mannerisms of saying, okay, please hold, I will transfer you right over. If we happen to disconnect, the call's right back, but could you hold for a second? I know those are extra words, but if they could slow it down, I'd just say, okay, I'm transferring you now. And then like, what did she say? And then it goes, I think that's maybe on the training side, but that's just what I notice sometimes.
And it makes a lot of sense, Ray, because I think if you experience both as someone who's calling, right? Like we mentioned before, as a patient or a caregiver, you might have experienced someone who's very courteous and uses a lot of, is using etiquette and gets you where you need to be as far as being on the phone. But we might also experience the other end, and we realize which one we prefer and we feel more comfortable, which space we feel more comfortable in. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that's important, that even before we get to the office, we've already had some experience with staff, which is really important for us to obviously just to feel comfortable even from step one. So thank you, Ray. Thank you. That really brings the whole process together from beginning to end. Thank you, Ray. I'm not sure if Mike or Lindsay have any other questions, since we have Ray and he has so much information for us.
Ray is always, incredibly appreciative of your time and the insights you always share with us. I do have a couple of questions, Ray. One, what has been your experience with communicating with our health services or our healthcare teams through the portal? Have you been getting responses in a timely fashion when you communicate with your care team on the portal?
Yes, for the most part, I don't like. I think I make about 3 appointments a year, I average. And yeah, if I send individual messages, I mean that's they do get back within the day or two. I think they have the timeline. And I haven't had a really where they ignored it or didn't get back, or I don't recall, since I've been a user for like 5 or 6 years already. Maybe 5 years. I had the old way, and now the upgraded one a couple years already, but I haven't really. I guess it's just making sure you find the right, when you go in there and find your right doctor, to make sure that message to the right people, because you can make a mistake and send it to the wrong clinic. But yeah, no, they're pretty good about getting back, and or if they don't like write it, like send me a message digitally, they would call me in regards to that message. So I've gotten both from them, so which is fine. I don't mind.
No, thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. I think, a big component of our work also too is really continuing to increase enrollment to our LA Health patient portal. I think there is an environment, that virtual healthcare environment, where you're able to utilize, these different channels of communication, such as through these portal messaging, and, our patients having the ability to contact their care team through that platform. So no, but thank you for that insight.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you. Lindsay, is there any other questions before I move on, or I think we
I didn't have any. Yeah, no, I appreciate everything that you've shared here, Ray, and I like that, you're also able to see those opportunities for improvement too, and just really appreciate you sharing those. So it's good to hear.
Thank you, Lindsay. I'm going ahead and I'm going to go ahead and move on just a little bit to just share with you all. I know we've shared this before, but our hub website and community forum is available. So we will be posting news, anything that comes our way that we feel that the hub members can benefit from. It's a great opportunity to continue the conversations we have here. But then also, you know, any new thing that comes up even before our meeting or after a meeting, we can continue sharing our thoughts and ideas here. So I did want to share that with all of you today. And then Lindsay, I'm not sure if you wanted to share on your, oh, thank you, Lindsay, for posting the link.
Of course, yeah. I think we will be starting more and more discussions and have more activities happening in the hub. So just, yeah, encourage you, Ray, if you have a few minutes to even just go through the process and sign up and let us know how that is, if it's easy, if, you know, there's anything that we need to improve on our part, that would be great. And Lucera will be posting some follow-up there from our discussion today.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Lucera, if I could just share my screen really quickly.
Sure.
We were just reminded today that next month on September 17th, which is just a few days before our next meeting in September, it is World Patient Safety Day. And can you see my screen with the website?
We got it.
Awesome. So I just wanted to share this website. So the World Health Organization, they put on World Patient Safety Day every year on September 17th, just to promote patient safety. And have really recognized that patient safety is, you know, a global health focus for the entire world to ensure that everyone is able to receive safe quality care. So because it's coming up right before our next meeting, I just wanted to share it here. We can post this in the forum as well, but I was super excited to see, as I was just reading through it before our meeting, that their theme this year is engaging patients for patient safety and elevating the voice of patients. So, and that is exactly what we aim to do here at LA County Department of Health Services and with the partnership hubs. So just wanted to share that. We'll post this link and maybe start a discussion in the forum about ways that we can promote World Patient Safety Day at LA County Department of Health Services, and you know what we can all do as patients, family caregivers to promote some of the work that the World Health Organization is doing. They have a ton of resources here. I haven't totally gone through them all yet, but they have, you know, some campaign posts that you can just promote World Patient Safety Day, like on LinkedIn or social media, things like that. And then other resources, some key messages to promote. So they have a lot of, you know, thoughts on what you can share to promote the day, but, you know, would love to potentially communicate between now and then online with you, Ray, and other patient family partners about messages that we would all want to share from the LA County hub. So I'll post this link in the chat too, and we'll send it in follow up. But yeah, just wanted to share that really quickly. And sorry, Mike, I know it was a little extra, but we had just learned about it this morning, so I didn't want to miss the opportunity to share it.
No, thank you so much. It is a perfect opportunity. Perfect. Thank you.
So I'll post the link, and yeah, we can talk more as we learn more over the next month.
Awesome.
Definitely, yeah, and we will see it in our forum. I will post it for everyone to see and comment. Let me go ahead and just share my screen really quickly. Here we go. Thank you, Lindsay. And I love the theme. That is absolutely perfect.
I saw it and I was like, that's perfect.
That is perfect. It's like they talk to us right before.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you for joining us. Our next Partnership Hub community conversation is going to be on Tuesday, September 19th, and it will be the same time, 10 a.m. If you have any questions before then or at any point, please feel free to email me. And thank you, Ray, again for joining us. Thank you for sharing with us today. Really appreciate your time. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask, or thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, Ray, as always.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.